this is Man-Made Mead. Today we're taking in on part 3 of our little August Monthly Mead test. Now this was my pineapple mead. In these two containers I have the exact same ingredients, except for I had stage 1 primary was pineapple in one of them, and now in the secondary is pineapple in another. So right now this one has no pineapples in it. It had pineapples in the primary. And then this has pineapples here in the secondary. It didn't have them in the primary. So really I'm running the test to see for pineapples specifically which is better to put them into the primary or the secondary. And this also gives some insight into just generally putting your fruit into primary, secondary, what the taste difference is and those things. Same ingredients, pretty simple test. This has been sitting for 45 days now with pineapples in it. Didn't necessarily need to sit that long, that's just the day number I set. So we're going to go ahead and open them up, we're going to bottle them, we're going to put them into these two carboys, and then we will do a taste test and see where they're at, gravity reading, all of those things that we normally do. So let's open them up and go ahead and start putting them into their respective carboys. Alright, so now what I have going on here is my two meads, of course. This one is the one with pineapple. It's a little, obviously different colors. You see that the pineapple one that had pineapples, has a more of a hazy color to it. So this one, had pineapples in the secondary. That doesn't make any sense. Pineapples in the secondary. This one had pineapples in the primary. So it's had some time to sort of clear up, and I think, interestingly enough, there's like some scientific acidity that lets this be clear. On top of what I did, because I had a little extra, and this is a little cheat for you, I went ahead and just put this is the lees of what's left of my, each one, and what I'll do is I'll just put a cork or a capper on it basically, and then I'll throw it in my fridge and then cold crash it to where all the sediment and stuff will fall to the bottom, and then I can go ahead and pour that into another container, and I have something I can drink, just try or whatever. And I'll do that with both of these, so that I'll use this for, I'll get what's left of that. I want to go ahead and take a quick gravity reading of both of these to see if they've leveled out, and then we'll do a taste test. Both of these meads were at 1.09 when they first started, the original gravity, and then after adding pineapples, I think that could have changed some. It didn't show any change, but of course there is sugar in the pineapples. So let's go ahead and measure the one that had no, and I'm going to need a different container. Alright, so this is the one that had no pineapples in the secondary. We're going to go ahead and see where it's at. I bet it's at 1.00 and leveled out. We'll find out real quick. It is indeed at 1.00, probably actually a little lower. This is 0.99, so it's going to be dry, which is fine, and we'll test it in a moment and see. So let's go ahead and get a taste of the, a gravity reading for the one that had pineapples in the secondary. Alright, here's the one with pineapples in the secondary that had the pineapples most recently. It is at 0.99 as well. So both of these have leveled out completely from 1.09 now to the 0.99 mark. So really they're probably about 11.7% gravity. Alcohol per volume. So let's go ahead and get a taste test of both of them. Alright, so here's our little taste test of both of them in my right hand and your left right now. This is the one that had pineapples most recently. You can see, you might be able to see, there are some chunks kind of going on in it. It's a little bit hard to tell. Can't get this to quite focus. There are a few little, it's a little more hazy than the other one. So in this one though, we have a very clear, nice liquid. So this is the one that had pineapples in the primary. So it's had time to clear up and fine and all those things. So now the next step for us is we want to go ahead and see what they taste like so we can take the next step. Because they've leveled out, they're at about 11.7 ABV. First I'm going to try the one with no pineapples in the secondary, the pineapples in the primary. Yeah, so it's got a very citrus, obviously, because it's a pineapple. Medium body, really not too much like bite. You would think citrusy, you think kind of bite, burn. Not too much. It hides the alcohol well. You can smell the pineapple on the mead itself. You can taste it too, both in the initial taste of it, and it starts to, of course, kind of fade out towards the latter part of as you drink it. Really, it's smooth. I think that's good. It's dry. That's one thing that I'm going to have to back sweeten just a little bit, but that's okay. I'm okay with back sweetening. And somebody had mentioned possibly using like coconut sugar to make it kind of like a pina colada, which could be fun to try and do a test for and see what that's like. So really, it's good. There's for being 11.7, about 12%. It's not too heavy alcohol, which is nice. It's easy to drink. Okay, now here's the one with pineapples in the secondary. Little hazier. About the same. It's different in that you can, I feel like there was some fermentation that happened, so the yeast have had more time to kind of impart their flavor a little bit. So there's some more yeasty flavor behind it. It's just a slight bit. The pineapples have not had time to really add too much bite. It's very mellow. It's not as strong. Like when I think of a pineapple, I think of like a very clean fruit, a very clear fruit. Now, I don't know. Clear is probably not the best way to say it right now because this is a different story. But this one has more of like a mellowed out pineapple flavor or smell. Excuse me. Still very smooth. This one has a different characteristic of the pineapple though. I feel like this, the one with the pineapple in the primary, achieves the middle taste of a pineapple. So you think of when you first bite it, you get kind of that, you might get like kind of a sharp, a tangy pineapple taste, and then you have the center of the pineapple taste, which is kind of that sweet, medium sweet-ish, and then it kind of mellows out from the end there. I don't know if that makes any sense. And this, you're getting more of that front end of that pineapple, and of course it has the same end. Both have the same end, the nice like pineapple ending. This just achieves more of that middle ground, that sweet kind of nice flavor. And this one is still, I think it'll get there, but it's just gotta work through and gotta clear up, because if you see them, which you can't see right now, but they're pretty, obviously this one's way, hazier than the one with the primary. So I would say if I were making a verdict on whether or not to put pineapples in the primary or the secondary, I feel like it's hard to say exactly right now, because this could end up better than this over time. And what I want to do is do another test in probably a month or two, and then just see how they fare up again. And really it's going to be an ongoing test. As much as I would wish to say this is the verdict of what to do, ultimately that can change. So for now, if I were giving a verdict, I would say this is a little better to me, putting it in the primary, because this goes just for pineapples. There's something about that pineapple flavor, that middle flavor, that tastes the best in my opinion. You want that nice, warm, sweet kind of flavor more than you want that sharp tanginess. So I would do that for pineapples. Now that's not true. That might be different for blueberries and apples and whatever, peaches and all those other various things. So don't take that as the end all be all. Do I put my fruit in the primary or secondary? But maybe for acidic fruits, it's better to do it in the primary. Give me your opinion. You might have a different opinion. You might have different results with this same test. But they're both good. I think that they're going to need to be back sweetened a little bit in some form, and that will help them a little bit with their with some of their flavor characteristics and give them more of that pop that I want, because I don't want them to be too dry. That's the big thing. So that is the end of this video, this primary versus secondary fruit for pineapple. I'll do another video on it later, like I said, to give an update about where the flavors are at now, and as this one starts to clear up and change, we'll see how it flavor-wise changes too. So I appreciate you guys watching this. I have a bunch of links down below if you want to check me out on Patreon. On Facebook, we have a great community. I mean, it is a thriving community of mead makers. So please join and give your opinions on the Facebook. It's facebook.com/manmademeadery. You can look down in the description below. We also have an Instagram where I post things, sometimes behind the scenes things. So if you want to see behind the scenes of Man-Made Mead, you can see what's going on. There's a Twitter. I don't use Twitter too much, but it's on there. And then, of course, Patreon if you want to support me in that way. I got some things that I want to add to Patreon to make it a more informative experience and kind of a cooler thing for you guys. And then finally, Society 6, where I have lots of shirts and merchandise where you can check me out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for tuning into this experiment. Ongoing, like I said, there's never an end-all, be-all, this is it, because we continue to make better mead every day with the new things we learn. So tell me what your opinion is down below of primary versus secondary with fruit, what you think of my test possibly, and of course leave a like and all those things. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time, and cheers.